get this done. Hello everybody, and welcome to Lindsay's Little Library. I am here today to go through a tag video. I was scouring the endless supply of tag videos on BookTube. Actually, no, I just came across this one and thought it was pretty cool. But it's called the Intimidating TBR Tag Video. I found this on Pages and Pens channel, and I'll leave a link below to that, and she could not find the original, so I'm just gonna say where I found it is Pages and Pens. Recently became a subscriber of hers. She's amazing. Go check her out too. She's awesome. So there are, well, 10 questions, and the last one's kind of a cop-out, so really 9 interesting questions talking about my TBR. Considering I just did a total TBR kind of fix, reorg, whatever you want to call it, I thought this would be a really cool video to do to kind of show you kind of my thoughts on some of my TBR books, and then hopefully get you a bookshelf tour sometime soon. The problem with my bookshelf tour is I need to do that when children are not around, otherwise you're going to see a lot of kids in it, or it's going to take me super long to do, and so I just haven't had the opportunity yet, but it is coming. Okay, let's get into the take video. Question number 1 is, what book have I been unable to finish? And sadly, it is this one, One Dark Throne. It's by Kendare Blake. This is the second book in, I believe, a trilogy, but then I thought I heard that there's going to be 4 books. I'm not sure. It's the second book. It's a sequel to Three Dark Crowns, about 3 sisters who are, they're triplets, they're princesses. They each have their own magical power. One can ingest any poison out there and not be affected by it. The other has kind of a nature animal type power where she has one kind of animal that is attached to her, and she can not necessarily control it, but it's kind of a part of her. And then the other one has the power to control like the elements like fire and water and wind. So it talks about them kind of growing up separate lives until they turn, I believe, 16, and then all 3 are brought back together, and it's basically a fight to the death, and the last one standing gets the crown. I've tried to start this a couple of times now. I haven't made it very far. The first time, I think my problem was I forgot a lot of the details of Three Dark Crowns, and it really just jumps you right back into the story, which I appreciate, but I was a little lost. And then the last time I don't know if I wasn't in the mood for it or what, but I didn't get very far. I did have some reassurance by, oh geez, her channel name is Bookables. What is her name? Oh. Anyways, she commented and said I have to give it 100 pages and it will get better. So I'm going to give it another try. This is released September 19th, so I really wanted to read it beforehand. It didn't happen at that time, but it's not going away. I will get through it. I just had a hard time. Question number 2, what book have I yet to read because I don't have the time? Oh my gosh, this is City of Glass. I meant to grab City of Bones, but basically this entire series. Not that the books are overly huge, they're not. Like, that's not bad. You know, what, 400 or 500 pages? Not horrible. Yeah, 500 pages. I just feel like once I start City of Bones, I'm not going to stop, and I'm just going to keep going, and there's what, like 117 books out right now? Okay, a little exaggerated, but there's a lot. And I feel like I just don't have time for that entire huge series right now. So someday I'll get to it. Question number 3, book I have yet to read because it is a sequel. Winter by Marissa Meyer. This is part of the Lunar Chronicles. It's actually the last book out there. It started with Cinder, and these books are loosely based on fairy tales. So Cinder was kind of based on Cinderella. Winter is kind of based on Snow White, and I can't tell you about it because it ruined the whole series. But it starts with Cinder, who is a cyborg, so she's half human, half robot, and she goes on an adventure. We'll just leave it at that. I loved this series. I still love this series, and I just feel like I don't want it to end. It's also a pretty chunky book. This thing's like, what, 700 and some pages, because these pages are like super thin. It's a chunky book, and I kind of just don't want it to end, so I haven't gotten to it yet. I want to. My goal is to finish this by the end of this year, so it's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. Number 4 is a book that I have not read yet because it is brand new. I just bought Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell. Beautiful edition. I have like the little mass market paperback edition in my basement, and I believe I haven't touched it because I hate mass market paperbacks. So I purchased this one on Amazon, and I really, really, really can't wait to read it. I gotta be in the right frame of mind for it, but cannot wait to read this one. My other newest buy is Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. Believe it or not, have not read this book, people. Our book club did a kind of throwback theme for the back to school for the month of September, and we picked Flowers in the Attic to read. So I'm going to give it a try. I'm a little scared, I'm not going to lie, but I just got this on Amazon as well. So that's my other latest new one. Question number 5 is a book I have yet to read because you read a book by the same author and didn't enjoy it. For that book, I have Dead Awake by Erik Larson. Erik Larson wrote Devil in the White City, and I didn't enjoy the book. Not the entire book. The parts that were about, it was about America's first serial killer, as well as the opening of the World's Fair in Chicago. The information about the serial killer was very interesting, and I did enjoy those chapters in that mystery. The information about the World's Fair was okay. It just got a little long and a little too detailed, so I lost some interest. But in the midst of that, I still bought Dead Wake. I heard it's a fantastic historical fiction book. It is about the last not historical fiction, because that actually happened. But this is about the crossing of the Lusitania. Totally my game as far as the subject, and I can't wait to learn about it. But he didn't really impress me with Devil in White City, so I'm a little nervous to pick this up. But I haven't gotten rid of it, so there's still hope. Alright, question number 6. A book I haven't read because I'm just not in the mood for. Nicholas Sparks' The Wedding. I have to be in a very specific mood to read a Nicholas Sparks book because they're predictable, and I just have to be in that mood for like his books, really, honestly. So I haven't read The Wedding yet. Yeah, it's still there though. Maybe someday. Question number 7. A book I haven't read yet because it is humongous. 11/22/63 by Stephen King. Look at this sucker. It's huge. I mean, I'm gonna have to go through an arm workout just to hold this puppy up, right? Massive, but I've heard nothing but fantastic reviews of this book. So I really want to watch it. I want to watch the series that's on Hulu. This is about a teacher, I believe. It's a teacher who stumbles upon a portal, can you say, maybe at the school, and transports him back in time. So he goes back in time to stop the assassination of JFK. So sounds awesome, sounds intriguing. Stephen King, I hear, is a fantastic author. I'm too chicken to read his other books, but I'm gonna give this a whirl. Chicken shit, really. I can't handle even the thought of seeing it. Ugh, crazy. Alright, question number 8. A book I have yet to read because it was a cover buy and got bad reviews. I kind of have 2 for this, and we'll go from there. So first one is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. I love To Kill a Mockingbird. I picked this up because, hello, it was just this great thing that got released and fantastic. Do I love the cover? I didn't fall in love with the cover, but it was totally like a cover of, as in, I have to get this because it just makes sense because I love To Kill a Mockingbird. But I've heard it's not that great, so I haven't read it yet. My second one is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. I love Harry Potter, and I love that world, and I loved reading the entire series. But I understand what is to not like about this one, and I think I just need to be in the right frame of mind to go back into it and read this, because it is written as a play. It is 20 years later. Yeah, but total have to have it with my collection. It only makes sense. Alright, number 9 is the most intimidating book on my TBR pile. I actually showed a few of my very most intimidating books, which is the 11/22/63. That hunker is pretty intimidating, as well as Gone with the Wind. That's pretty intimidating, but since I used those for other questions, we're going to go with Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Just found this one at Half Price Books actually not that long ago because it's a little bit bigger than your mass market paperbacks, and it's nice and floppy, and I like that. This is something that I actually started in high school, but it was for an English class, and I had to have it read in a specific period of time, and I did the math and figured I had to read like 120 pages a day, and at that point in time it was way too cool to sit and read 120 pages of Lonesome Dove a day. I read, but not quite that much, that I switched and I chose a different book. So I had started it at one point and just never really finished it. I totally want to get back into the world. I've heard fantastic things about this book. It's just one of those classics you gotta pick up. So this is definitely one of the intimidating ones on my TBR pile. So that's it. That's my intimidating TBR book tag video. The last question is to tag somebody. Whoever feels like going and doing this tag video, go do it and let me know, and give me a link. I want to take a look at it. Leave a comment below and let me know. I'll check it out. So I think that's about it for today. I will check back in with you soon. Like, comment, subscribe below, and we'll see you later. Bye.